They're not buying licenses, they're not paying taxes, they're operating completely off the radar.
Editor of the Maine Wire, Steve Robinson, tracks suspected illegal grows.
A transformer of that size could probably serve 10, 15 homes.
And showed us this chicken barn turned illegal weed grow in Carmel, Maine.
These locations consume huge amounts of electricity.
But perhaps more shocking than the budding number of illegal grows, who is behind them?
By and large, we see Chinese organized crime behind black market marijuana.
Okay, we've talked about this before, and I don't think New York has gotten it in their head yet. The cannabis rollout is a utter failure, and it's going to continue to fail. It is not going to be successful. They're not going to be making a lot of money to the situation, and they've been handing out licenses left and right now, but that's not going to help them. Why is that? It's because of the illegal cannabis out there. And there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. And the stuff on the East Coast, we know this for a fact, that a lot of it is tied to the state of Maine. Maine is the new frontier for illicit marijuana trade. And guess what? We've said this before in other videos. It is tied to the Chinese criminal networks. They've infiltrated Maine in the farmlands out there, and they've created, there have been busts left and right. You see some of this video that's out that basically discuss this from the mainstream media.
Office! Come out with your hands up!
Law enforcement now cracking down with at least 34 busts statewide since last June and more targets dotting the I-95 corridor.
The information we have says that there's over 200 that are actively working right now.
The mainstream media can't even hide this. They know that it is happening, and they can't put it in the background. They have to come out and say something now. For example, this is a CBS News article. Maine is the newest frontier for illicit marijuana trade, with potentially hundreds of suspect unlicensed grow houses operating in the state. It is a part of a larger phenomenon nationwide. Thousands of illegal farms have been cropping up in states like Oklahoma, California, and Colorado, according to Ray Donovan, the former chief of operations for the Drug Enforcement Agency. Maine is a perfect location to cultivate cannabis and do it in a way that is very discreet, Donovan told CBS News. In part because of the state's proximity to major distribution markets in Boston and New York. In December, after a 6-week investigation, Maine law enforcement raided the home in Machas, a rural town in the southeastern coast, and found a large facility of over 2,600 plants, 100 pounds of processed and packaged marijuana. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and probably this is the biggest indoor marijuana grown I've seen, Police Chief Keith Mercer said. It was quite an impressive operation. Machas police were assisted by the DEA, FBI, Homeland Security, the Office of Cannabis Policy, Maine Drug Enforcement, and the Washington County Sheriff's Department. This is a statewide problem. That's right, this is not localized to one area. This is throughout the state. The information we have says there are over 200 facilities. Again, the information we have that there are over 200 facilities that are actively working right now. Maine law enforcement has executed search warrants at least 34 properties tied to illicit marijuana since last June, and investigations continue. But the biggest surprise in the proliferation of illegal growing in secluded stretches of Maine may be who's believed to be backing the operations. Chinese organized criminal networks that are international by nature are behind some of the biggest black market marijuana trafficking organizations that we've seen to date, Donovan said. In February, 50 U.S. lawmakers wrote to Attorney General Merrick Garland demanding answers about China's role in the illicit marijuana nationwide. Waste of paper on that, because he ain't going to do shit. This is someone who needs to be fired. Merrick Garland. And they're wondering, what would have happened if he would have ended up on the Supreme Court? You see the job he's doing right now. Imagine him on the Supreme Court. I mean, it would have been a nightmare. We are deeply concerned with the reports from across the country regarding Chinese nationals and organized crime cultivating marijuana on United States farmland, the bipartisan group wrote. Donovan said the easiest way to spot an illegal marijuana crop is the amount of electricity it uses, which Maine's native Steve Robinson, editor of the Maine Wire, has been tracking. Robinson has compiled a database of suspected illegal cannabis cultivators around the state. These locations consume huge amounts of electricity, he told CBS News. In order to accommodate that amount of energy, you need to upgrade your electric infrastructure and significantly. And we're getting into specialty electrical equipment that is very scarce and hard to come by, especially in the state of Maine. And this is true. Think about this for a second. This is not some hack around that someone's doing. This is a very experienced setup, a very detailed technical setup, especially with their power needs. They've gone and changed equipment, something that you can't go to Home Depot to get. Some of the stuff is like, you can't go to Home Depot. You got to go to where your current electric company, like here in New York, it's Con Ed, is where Con Ed has to go get their stuff. This is not something that is very simple to buy. And those companies would ask a lot of questions where it's going to, something, because it's not something that they're going to release. So you're wondering, where is this equipment coming from? Of course, it's coming from China. It's being brought in. And the thing is that they have to monitor what's coming into the U.S., where it's going to. They have to follow some of this equipment. But the other half of it is, this is what we tell you. When you look at what is going on with the cannabis laws and stuff like that, this is where I say, get rid of legalized cannabis. I'm telling you right now, you're not going to win this one. Legalizing it was going to be a major issue. This was going to, it was not going to stop the illegal trade. Where's this money going back to? Is it going back to the cartels? It's going back to China. It's going to fund other criminal elements. And remember, what is the other thing that China is known for as far as the illegal drug trade? That's right, fentanyl. A lot of the stuff, the money that they earn from this is gone to the fentanyl market as well. This is what they're pushing. This is, this is, the middle of nowhere in Maine. And meanwhile, this stuff is getting shipped into major cities. It's amazing how this happens. But you tell me in the comments below your thoughts about this. And, people say, well, it grows in the ground. It should be legalized and stuff. I understand what you're thinking of. Grow it yourself. If you think you're right, grow it yourself. But the thing about it is, this is still an issue. It's a health issue. It's a crime issue. And as far as a homeland security issue, think about that for a moment. So let me know in the comments. Don't forget to share this video, hit the like, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. So until next time, be sure to check out all of our other videos here on Man with the Show on Cannabis TV. We'll see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel, as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.